Welcome, y'all. We are the Ordinary Women, Extraordinary God Ministry, and we've started something new. We've been doing podcasts, we've been doing social media, we've been sharing emails, but we've decided to try something new. We're going to do candid conversations with our friends and let you sit in and listen. So we want you to grab a cup of coffee and join us as we just talk about what God's doing in our lives, and I introduce you to some amazing people. And today I'm really excited. I get to talk to my friend Ruthie Gray. We met online, and then we've actually met in real life, which is kind of cool. And I love Ruthie's sense of humor. I love how she enjoys helping people, especially with their ministries and their businesses. And she's helped me with mine. And she's a mom, and she's a grandmom, and she's a wife, and she's a daughter, and she loves her family. And I think you're just going to be blessed today by our conversation. So welcome, Ruthie. We're so glad you're here today.
Well, I'm so glad to be on this, whatever this is today.
Yeah, this is
YouTube,
yes.
Zoom / some kind of video. It's awesome.
We thought, people have told me they don't like listening. They really want to see because they hear us, but it's kind of easier to feel like you're part of the conversation if you can see people's faces and their gestures. And so this is actually video, Ordinary Women, Extraordinary God. We call it OWEG. OWEG for short. So you're part of that. And this is the first one. So this is fun. You're getting to be part of the very first one.
I am honored to be the guinea pig.
Thank you. Well, and listen, I have a new puppy. He may bark. Trucks may go by. I'm actually recording this in my home. And I believe you are too. So this will be fun. If you hear some noises, we're just going to keep going.
That sounds good to me.
All right. Well, Ruthie, tell us just a little bit about who you are so people will know a little bit about you.
Well, I am an introvert who turns extrovertish when my teacher cap is on. I like to call myself a joyful encourager of the over 50 crowd because that's where I'm at. I'm a wife to the guy who does everything, literally. And we travel. We live in 2 states. I'm a Gigi, got 3 grandkids. One is brand new. He's adorable. I'm a mom of 4 adults. I got 3 bonus kids, probably 1 more on the way. And I teach Christian female entrepreneurs how to market their product, podcast, book, service, or ministry without feeling like an infomercial.
Yeah. And you're good at that. And listen, for those that are watching, I'm going to put in the notes, I know, especially on YouTube, we can do it on Facebook when we share this as well. I'm going to put our podcast episode because last year we talked in depth about ministry and about going for it and being willing to try new things. And so I'll make sure to make a note of that podcast because we had a great conversation about this time last year. Yeah,
we did. That was one of my favorite podcasts that I guested on last year because I felt like we concisely talked about some things that were really, truly core to my beliefs and my experiences in life. And I just loved it.
Yeah, me too. And I'll make a note of it. We've had a lot of people. It's been a very popular podcast episode. So I'll make sure to link it below. Well, let me ask you this, because we've changed our name. We were Women Living Courageously. That's now our subtitle. We switched. So our title is now Ordinary Women, Extraordinary God. And so I want to know, how are you an ordinary woman? How are you just one of the girls?
Well, there's so many ways. I'm just ordinary. Okay, so one of them would be I love to stay in my pajamas and work, and there are days when I will still be in my leopard pajamas by 12 p.m. Sometimes it's even late afternoon, especially if I don't have to do video, which I often do have to lead Zooms or do reels or things on Instagram. And so I love just staying in my pajamas and working. So that's one way I'm ordinary.
Yeah, I love that. I'm the same way. Since I work from home and have my own business, I'm in my pajamas or my shorts almost all day long. And so don't expect the hair and the makeup on certain days.
Exactly. Certain days are just taboo. This is an off day. Don't get me on camera. Don't expect me to even be there. It's just an MIA day. Got to keep the head down. Keep working.
I think that's probably pretty normal. I bet a lot of people are like that now, as part of, all of us working from home. And so if you're still working from home, you can really relate, or you work partly from home, some kind of hybrid, because there's no reason to go to great trouble if you're not going to be around anybody else,
No, it's like I told my husband the other day, I have a Zoom tomorrow morning, but anybody can look good on Zoom. I mean, all you have to really do is
From
hear
here
up and no one knows what's on. I mean, I could have those, leopard pajamas on right now and you would not even know.
That's true.
I don't,
That's
but
true.
I could.
I think a lot of people have gotten caught in that way. Well, on a more serious note, how have you found, even in recent days, God to be extraordinary to you?
When I was growing up, especially in my teens, I developed this hunger and thirst for wisdom. And I started reading, getting serious about having devotions every morning, getting up early. And I read through the book of Proverbs, and it says there, call for wisdom, or wisdom calls, and understanding in the streets. And if you ask for it, and if you fear the Lord, he will give that to you. A lot of times it's through his word. We need to be saturated with the word. And I realized that, and I caught that vision, and everything needs to be surrounding that we base our faith on. So I just began to ask for wisdom, and God started granting that. And I think it's something that he has allowed me to cultivate and to speak into others down through the years, whether it's young moms or older moms or women entrepreneurs now. He's really blessed that. And he's also given me insight on what to do next, like in the entrepreneurial world with my own business, and then trying to help others and kind of discern for them, suggest the next steps. And so that is that's the biggest thing I think right now, that it still continues to blow me away how he will give us the wisdom that we need for each step, not the next 10 steps, but the next step, if we look to him, take the time to ask for it and listen.
That is so true. I think of that story of Jesus and blind Bartimaeus, where Jesus went up to him and he said, "What would you have me do for you?" And I think sometimes God's just waiting for us to ask. And so if you need wisdom today, ask for wisdom. God gives it generously. I love that. That's good. Well, let me ask you this. What are you excited about in this new year? What are you most looking forward to in 2023?
I am most looking forward to writing a book.
Yay! I did not know that.
Yeah, this is an announcement.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question. So here's the thing. I've always loved writing. Ever since I was a kid, I wrote little stories and things like that. And I do have a couple of ebooks that came out, several years ago when we were first starting to work together as bloggers. I think we were in a blogger boot camp or something, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with the rest of my life when I grew up. And so I wrote those 2 ebooks, and they were good, but we're talking about an actual hard copy here, self-pub, and it's just in the very beginnings. So I'm not really sure. I think the working title is The Accidental Entrepreneur.
I like that. It's good.
And it's kind of catchy. Yeah. But it's about, life in the second half of life and all the different twists and turns, and how you can put those stories and your experiences together to build something in the second half of life. But it's going to definitely be humorous. It's going to build from a lot of the experiences that I've had with, child rearing and marriage and caregiving and so forth. But God finally gave me the go ahead this year.
There you go, girl.
And I'm excited.
I think that's great. I love hearing about people, new books and things that people are praying about doing. And so that's great. I'm excited for you. So we'll keep praying about that, and we'll keep our ears up, and you'll have to let us know when everything kind of starts to happen. And so we can share it with those that are watching. They may be interested too. So just put yourself a note in pencil that you want to find out about Ruthie's book down the road. How about that?
That sounds good to me.
That's exciting. Well, good for you. Let me ask you this. What has God been teaching you lately? You talked about wisdom. Is there anything else? You feel like there's been a verse, there's been a book you've been reading. Is there something you've been learning that you would love to encourage other people to look into as well?
Well, it's funny. My word of the year is not your normal word. It's eyes.
Eyes, like eyes.
It's like eyes, as in eyes, or sight, or vision, or see. And I'm not really sure what all that entails. My goal this year, part of it comes from one of my goals is to have LASIK eye surgery so I can actually see again. So that is actually a physical goal, but there's more to it than that. The Lord led me to the verse in Matthew 5:16, in the same way, let your light shine before others so they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. And it's about the passage around that is about sight and seeing and others seeing you. And so what I've decided to do is to circle every day. I read through the Bible in a year, and every day when I see a passage that has to do with sight or eyes or seeing, I circle it and I write it actually in this book right here. And I make notes about it. Like one day was the lamp of the body is the eye. And one of them was, you are the God who sees, with Hagar when she was in the desert and God saw her and he rescued her. And so let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works. And so just every day, it's interesting. I've never really done this as a whole Bible concept of like looking at a certain word for the entire Bible. Now I've done it like in a book or a chapter, but this is interesting because the journey that I am going on through the Old and the New Testament is just eye-opening.
That is so cool. That's great. And it's interesting you're doing that, because I have a mentor. That's how she loved to study the Bible. And in fact, when I was in seminary, we had to do word studies. I wrote a 25-page paper on one word. And that's part of what a lot of preachers have to do to study and prepare, is to study one word. So that's a great idea. So I would encourage y'all who are watching, listening, if you have a word or something you've really been focused on, go to your concordance or get you a Strong's concordance, or you can even Google it and look for all the places that it's listed in the Bible, and then begin each day to just study one of those. That's such a cool way. I mean, from old all the way to the end of, Genesis to Revelation. Great way to study. So that's a cool word.
Bible, yeah.
Yeah, my word is something new. And I've been looking up everywhere the word new is used. And it's just really cool to see it throughout Scripture, all the different places and ways that so that's neat. It puts a lot of context around what you're trying to focus on for the year. So that's a great word.
Yeah. For sure.
I love it. And the eye surgery sounds good too.
Yeah. Let's hope it comes to pass. I'm trying to keep up with my husband. He had it done a couple of years ago. He can see everything. I can't see anything. Can put the contacts on, can't see. Put the take the contacts off, still can't see. So
well, we'll pray that'll work. We'll pray that'll be really effective. I just ordered new pairs of glasses, so I'm on glasses again this year. Got a new prescription, a little stronger. So I'm going to be seeing better soon too.
Yeah. Well, I hope so.
Yes. Let me ask you this: if people want to get in touch with you because you're on social media, what's the best way? What are some ways, or where are you, and how do you like for people to reach out to you if they want to get to know what you're doing, or ask you a question, or just meet you? What's best?
The biggest way is on Instagram at Authentic Online Marketing Pod. I know that's a mouthful. If you just search Ruthie Gray, you'll find me there too. But that is where you can get in touch with me. You can send me a message, or I have regular content on there about my podcast, which is also Authentic Online Marketing. And you can listen to that too. Our website is AuthenticOnlineMarketing.com. So you can see all the things that we do, the services that we provide, all of our newsletter freebie material and all of that. Get on the newsletter because that's the inside track.
Good. Well, let me ask you this, and I hadn't planned on it, but I know you can do this question. If somebody is saying, hey, I have my own business or my own ministry, and I want to do a better job of marketing, tell us a little bit about what you do to help girls, especially women over 50, to kind of find their voice. What do you really focus on? What's your kind of your main thrust, that thing that you're going for with us? Because you've helped me some.
Well, our focus is in Instagram and email marketing. And so many of the women that are our age, I find, are on Instagram. They've been told to build an Instagram platform, but they have no idea how to use it or what to do with it because Instagram is confusing. So that's where I come in. That's my job. I study the stuff, and we have communities. I feel like women our age really need community. They're tired of the self-paced courses. So we have our Authentic Online Marketing School that they enter, and they learn 4 weeks of solid Instagram training. And I give them, they're in hot seats. I give them feedback on their bio and their content and which direction to go. They get feedback from the community. They get engagement on their Instagram. They build rapport there and a good platform. And then how to transition it over into email marketing and newsletters. And we teach you how to write a welcome sequence and get a newsletter template so that you can have ongoing content, because we're trying to teach you how to work smart and not hard, using your own personality and repurposing your own content. So basically, that's what we do.
And Ruthie's helped me, and she's helped a lot of our friends. I have friends that sell shampoo. I have friends that sell outfits. There are friends that are doing ministry. And so if you're a person that has a ministry business or is praying about starting one, Ruthie would be a great person to talk to. And you can talk to her without, you don't have to sign up for anything, just to learn more about what she's doing. And so what I'll do is I'll put all that information in the comments below the video so that people can, find a way to connect with you and just learn a little bit more. Awesome. I love what you're doing. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I love what I'm doing too. And I've loved,
I can tell.
I love that. Well, you sort of nudged me that way anyway, years ago. This is the benefit, y'all, to having a posse, to having a network. Like we were in a bloggers group together. And that's the benefit of not staying an island to yourself, but cultivating community, because you can grow so much faster, and you can learn more about yourself and your own approach and what would work better online and with others, and how to have better content if you dig into community. So I appreciate you, Melanie, always being very supportive, and I hope that I have been the same to you.
You have. And I will tell you, it's fun. I was thinking about it. We've been doing the podcast a year. For 2 years, you drove me crazy about, you need to do a podcast. And you would tell me that often. And we talk regularly, and we do Voxer pretty often. But I'm thankful for friends that do that too as well, Ruthie. Iron sharpening iron, and people that say, hey, you ought to go for it. And honestly, when I told Ruthie that we're going to start doing these videos, she said, that's great. A lot of people are going to YouTube. And so we're going for it. This is new for me. I would not necessarily choose at my stage of life to keep doing uncomfortable things. But we're doing it. And so,
same.
It is part of it. And I encourage you today, don't be afraid to do something uncomfortable or something you're nervous about, because it's always worth it on the other side, for sure. Well, Ruthie, before we go, is there anything else you want to share? A good word, a quote, a thought, any last tidbit you've got for us before we go today?
I ran across this quote that I had put in my iPhone notes when I was getting ready for this. And it's by, I don't know this guy, but Lucius Antius. If a man knows not what harbor he seeks, any wind is the right wind. So let me just, that's a good one, right? Just encourage you to seek wisdom, seek the Lord on your next step, get some community and get some feedback from people, and then get committed and accountable to whatever it is that you're going to do, whether it's read through the Bible, whether it's start walking every day, start eating right, start building your business, get accountable, get a posse, and have a plan so that you're not just beat about by the wind.
That's good. That's good. Without a purpose, the people perish. I mean, we need a plan and we need a purpose and we need a vision for sure. So that's a good word. Well, listen, this has been sweet. We're keeping these kind of short, sweet, and fun, and a little less serious and formal. And it's been just kind of good to have a conversation. I told Ruthie it was going to be like the old shows, like this will date me, but like when Jay Leno would have someone come and sit on the couch. So it's been fun to have Ruthie sitting on the couch today. And I hope we'll get to do this again. But my prayer is that these will just be a little taste for you to see there are other women who are ordinary women, but they're pursuing an extraordinary God. And you can be part of it too. And we want to encourage you in your walk with the Lord. So bless you. Thank you for being with us today. And we want you to keep walking without fear about the future. So we're going to live without fear, and we're going to laugh without fear of the future. So bless you. Thank you for being with us today. We'll see you again soon.